Lydia recently became a widow. Her husband died suddenly of a heart attack. Self-pity overwhelmed the unfortunate woman. 30 years of marriage had passed like a single day, and looking back, she regretted only one thing. Why hadn't she had a child? But there was no way to change that. Alexander, after 5 years of marriage, suddenly announced he couldn't have children. The doctor's verdict was final. Many thought young Lydia was incredibly lucky with her husband. He was 5 years older, educated, and refined, his kindness toward her earning admiration from those around them. But Lydia took Alexander's actions for granted. It was just how things were in their family. Her husband had placed her on a pedestal he built himself. Lydia, Sasha once said, looking into her eyes, "We're happy together, aren't we? Why do we need anyone else? We'll live just fine without children, as long as we care for each other. You're the most important person in my life." "Yes, darling," Lydia replied. "I'm always sure of your feelings for me. We'll be together forever, right? No doubt about it. I'm with you forever," he assured her. The couple lived harmoniously, never giving the slightest reason for arguments. Time passed. They grew old, but their tender, romantic relationship, reminiscent of their first love, remained. When Alexander fell ill, Lydia cared for him like a child. He frequently visited sanatoriums and resorts, underwent treatments in clinics, but still faded day by day. When Lydia was left alone, it took her a long time to recover. She couldn't bring herself to sort through his study. But one day, Lydia decided to face it and entered the small room with a desk, a sofa, and 2 large bookshelves. She needed to go through everything, set some things aside, pack others, and throw away a pile of papers. She immediately took out the wastebasket, but decided to deal with the rest later. The cleaning took several days. The first day, Lydia simply wandered around the study, reflecting that her husband would never again open the door or sit at his desk. Suddenly, she flinched at the sound of her phone ringing. It was her old friend Zena, who had moved to another city years ago. They rarely spoke or met in recent times. "Lydia, hello. How are you?" Zena's familiar voice sounded distant. "I'm coming to town soon for work. I need to visit your city administration. Would you mind if I stay with you for a couple of days? I don't think I'll need more." "Zanaka, hello. I'm so glad to hear from you. Come quickly. We'll sit and chat in the evening. When should I expect you?" "Tomorrow afternoon," Zena replied. Lydia was thrilled by the unexpected call, which gave her hope of seeing her dear friend. She postponed cleaning the study for a few days, reasoning that Zena's visit would help her cope with the pain of losing her beloved. The women's joy at reuniting was boundless. Before sitting down to eat, they shed tears but quickly comforted each other. They realized with horror that they had no close relatives left, only distant ones with whom they had no contact. "Lydia, why did this happen?" Zena asked. "I couldn't have children because my husband left me when he learned I was the reason we'd have no heir. And you sacrificed everything for Sasha's well-being." "Zanaka, nothing could be undone," Lydia replied. "Even if I could go back, I'd do the same. I never leave my husband. He was an extraordinary man. You rarely meet men like him." Zena sighed. "It's a pity he passed so soon. Say, Zanaka, are you free tomorrow afternoon? Could you help me clean out Sasha's study? I still can't bring myself to do it alone." "Of course I'll help. Don't worry, we'll do it together," Zena assured her. The next day, after Zena returned from the city administration, the friends strolled through the city and sat on a bench in a nearby park. But they soon realized they couldn't delay any longer and return home. The study door was open, and the tightly drawn curtains created a mysterious atmosphere. It was hard to make out the outlines of the desk and bookshelves. "Oh," Zena flinched. "What's that? Who opened the door?" "I did, of course," Lydia smirked. "No mysticism here. I just wanted to motivate us to start cleaning. When you stepped out, I opened the door. Now we'll get to work. Lydia swiftly entered the room and threw open the curtains. Sunlight transformed everything. The women smiled and began working. They started by organizing the shelves, vacuuming the walls and bookcases to remove dust. To clean the books, they prepared soft cloths, dampened them with water, and gently wiped the covers. There wasn't much dust. Alexander had always kept his study spotless. "Zanaka, look at this." "What is it?" Lydia called out. "Come here quick, or I'll faint." "Lydia, calm down, please." "What's wrong?" "Look, it's Sasha's hiding place," Lydia explained. "He made it long ago from a book, joking that he'd hide money from me to buy a beautiful necklace. I told him not to, so he just put the book on the shelf and never used it. I checked, but there are letters and photos here." The women were stunned to find several photos of a child, some as a newborn, others as a growing toddler. There were only 5 photos, but 2 envelopes with short notes inside intrigued them most. Reading them, the women gasped. "This can't be," Lydia cried through tears. "He couldn't have done this to me." "Ladaka," Zena said, alarmed. "Either he lied, or the doctors were wrong. I'm not sure of anything now. If he had a child at such an old age, he deceived me. It means I was the one who couldn't have children," Lydia sobbed. "Ladaka, Sasha spared your feelings. He realized the issue was with you and took the blame. He was wise and never did anything without reason. This child was for your sake too. Read what the mother writes." Lydia, tears blurring her vision, read the note. A woman named Marina wrote that their acquaintance at a sanatorium led to the birth of a son. She asked for nothing, only thanked him for the child. "Zena, I can't see through my tears. I feel blind," Lydia said. "Calm down. These letters are 3 years old. Sasha's son is still young. Why did he hide them in a place you knew about? What was he trying to say?" Zena asked. Lydia, still crying, opened the second letter. It said Marina and the child were leaving the city, with a new address provided just in case. "Zena, I can't take it anymore. Thank goodness you're here. What would I do without you?" Lydia said. "We won't figure this out sitting in your apartment," Zena replied. "I'll request 4 days off from work. We'll go to Marina and find out what connected her with Sasha." The next morning, the friends searched for the address in an unfamiliar small town. They found the apartment building near the city center and hurried to the 5th floor. Before they could catch their breath, a door opened, revealing a slender, pleasant woman in her middle years, holding a small trash bin. "Hello, who are you looking for?" the woman asked. "We're looking for Marina. She should live here," Zena said. "That's me. Why are you looking for me?" Marina replied. "We need to talk seriously. It's not a conversation for the hallway," Lydia said hesitantly. "Then come in," Marina said, opening the door. "Let's talk inside." The friends hadn't expected such a warm welcome. Marina set the table in the kitchen, and they sat down. The women fell silent, but Marina didn't rush them. "Lydia, those little birds, sparrows, hawks, owls, they're so small and scared of everything. Even cute house cats can eat them," Zena said to break the silence. "But let's get to our question. Marina, sorry, did you know this man?" Zena showed her a photo of Alexander. Marina sighed. "Yes, of course. I guess you didn't come for nothing. That's Sasha. We met at a sanatorium. You were being treated there too?" Lydia asked, raising her voice, but Zena tugged her sleeve. "No, I work there," Marina replied. "As a nurse?" Lydia pressed. "No," Marina smiled. "I'm a cardiologist. After my son Vitalik was born, I moved here. There's a clinic and hospital, so there's plenty of work." "Do you rent this apartment?" the friends asked, questions pouring out. "I bought it after selling my old one. I don't need anything, and I'm not asking for anything from Alexander," Marina said. "How did you know about me?" We found letters and photos of Vitalik in a hiding place Sasha made in our youth. A hollowed-out book, Lydia explained. He died. Such a good man. Marina's voice trembled. I'm so sorry. I didn't know him long, but I had a child. He called after Vitalik's birth, congratulated me, and sent 100,000 rubles from his savings. But he refused to acknowledge the child, saying he didn't want to upset his wife. I didn't insist. Did you plan to continue seeing Alexander? Zena asked, looking at her closely. No, why would I? It happened unintentionally. I was so worried afterward, I didn't want scandals. I never imagined I'd end up in this situation. Please forgive me, Lydia, if you can. I have a son, and now I know what I live for. The kitchen door opened quietly, and a sleepy boy, the spitting image of Alexander but younger, appeared. He looked at the strangers, confused, then frowned, ready to cry. Marina scooped him up and kissed his cheek. Good morning, my dear, she said. Good morning, Mommy, Vitalik replied, hugging her tightly. The boy's blue eyes sparkled with curiosity. The women stared in amazement. He looked so much like his father, whom he never knew. This striking resemblance moved everyone, reminding them of the man no longer among them. Zena spoke first. Wow, I didn't expect this. Lydia, he's a copy of Sasha. Photos don't do it justice. One amazing case. Does he go to kindergarten? Yes, Vitalik loves it there. He has lots of friends and even misses them on weekends, Marina said. Zena, we came to Sasha's son without a gift, Lydia whispered. Let's go to the store and buy him a big toy. Ladies, we'll step out for a bit to get something for your son, Zena said, standing. We're old. We walk slowly in an unfamiliar town. We'll be back in about an hour. The friends bought a huge teddy bear and returned quickly. Vitalik, now fully awake, squealed with joy and ran to hug the bear. The women pulled him back gently. Wait, Vitalik, Lydia said. We'll unpack it first. This bear is your protector and friend. You won't hurt him, will you? No, 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 Vitalik shouted, hugging the bear. I'll play with him. Marina, forgive us, Lydia said to the boy's mother. We probably shouldn't have intruded on your life. Everyone has their trials. Few live without clouds. We haven't upset you too much, have we? No, not at all, Marina replied. It's sad how it all turned out, but I'm glad I have my son. I'll manage his upbringing alone. You don't need to worry. I won't ask for money. If we come back to see you in Vitalik, would you mind? Zena asked. Of course, come. Just call first, Marina said, handing them her phone number. The friends left with a different mindset. The heavy fog of uncertainty had lifted. They understood everything but decided to postpone discussion until they got home. The journey was silent, each feeling they'd witnessed something extraordinary that could change their lives. Back at Lydia's apartment, after a brief rest, the women sat on the sofa, reflecting. On the coffee table lay the book with the boys' photos and Marina's notes. Alexander had carefully placed them in a hiding spot, perhaps anticipating that Lydia would one day meet his unrecognized son. Maybe Sasha did it on purpose, Zena mused, pushing the book away. I don't mean he planned the child, but he wanted to ease your loneliness somehow. You're joking, Zena, Lydia said. I can't think straight. You mean he planned the child? No, Ladaka, don't be upset, Zena said. He was pragmatic. It wasn't about wanting a child, but about helping you in your solitude. I'm so shattered. I can't process it, Lydia replied. Maybe you're right, but it's hard to accept. We have time to talk. Stay with me next week. For a week, the women discussed their trip and meeting Alexander's son and his mother. Strangely, neither felt anger or jealousy. They adored the boy and soon wanted to see him again. They planned to visit Marina in 2 months, not wanting to be too intrusive. Meanwhile, Zena and Lydia called each other often, their conversations livelier when discussing Vitalik. They grew accustomed to Alexander having a son and thought about how to delight him. One day, they called Marina to plan their next visit. "Marina, hello," Zenas said. "Lydia and I can't stop thinking about our last trip, but we're planning another. Will it be too much for Vitalik? We're strangers to him." "No, not at all," Marina replied. "Vitalik and I will be glad to see you. How will you manage with work?" Zena asked. "Don't worry, I haven't used vacation days," Marina said. "Will you come alone or with Lydia?" "Both of us," Zena answered. "Is there enough space?" "No problem. I'll make room," Marina said. "I'm being sent to a medical training course. Someone needs to stay with Vitalik. I've arranged for him to stay at kindergarten overnight, but he'll need to come home on weekends. I have no one else to ask, but I trust you." "We'll manage," Zena assured her. "Vitalik's independent. If we have questions, we'll call. We'll pick him up Friday evening and take him back Monday morning." "I'll prepare everything," Marina said. "I'm so grateful. I'll expect you Thursday. I fly out Sunday." The call energized Lydia and Zena. Their lives now had purpose. Someone needed their help. Marina's sincerity was clear, and they knew they'd done the right thing by meeting her. They planned a trip, deciding what to buy for Vitalik. The next month revolved around Vitalik. On Friday evenings, the women picked him up from kindergarten, walked in the park, and returned home. Vitalik grew fond of them, delighted at their meetings. Weekends flew by. Zena handled household chores, while Lydia played with Vitalik. They ate together and always went for walks. Vitalik's cleverness amazed them. He sat calmly at concerts, studied paintings in the local museum, and assembled puzzles with ease. Vitalik shared his dream of a fluffy kitten with Lydia, but Marina was firmly against it, and the boy was heartbroken. Lydia called Marina unexpectedly. "Vitalik keeps talking about wanting a kitten. His friend got SBHYNX, and now he wants one. What should we do?" "Let him wait until I'm back," Marina said thoughtfully. "Sphinxes are expensive, and kittens need care. I can't leave one alone while I'm at work, and he's at kindergarten. We need a solution that won't upset him." "Maybe I'll get a kitten to live with me," Lydia suggested. "I'll bring it on weekends. That might calm him, and I'll have a companion. If he can care for it, we'll get him one later." "Good idea," Marina agreed. The women's visits to Marina became more frequent. They grew so close that they forgot the strange circumstances that brought them together. Vitalik grew, his resemblance to Alexander becoming more striking, even in character. He studied diligently, graduating high school with honors. He considered Zena and Lydia his grandmothers, though he didn't know his family's full story. "Ladaka," Zena called one day. "Our grandson hasn't visited in a while, has he?" "You're right, Zena," Lydia replied. "He's busy with college in the capital. It's not easy to visit often." "Lydia, I've been thinking," Zena said, "why we still live in different cities. Calls are fine, but we're getting older, and support matters. Maybe we sell both apartments and buy one together? It'll be more fun to face old age." "Old age already?" Lydia laughed. "But I agree. You thought it first. No need to sell both. Move in with me. There's enough space." Zena sold her apartment and moved in with Lydia. Both were happy, especially Vitalik, who no longer had to travel between cities to see his grandmothers. He visited more often, especially after his mother met a man and remarried. Marina had long searched for a partner, but struggled to define her criteria. Her main condition was that the man have a higher education. Rod Ion passed her test, but he had no home of his own. After their marriage, Vitalik felt uneasy. "Grandmothers, where are you?" Vitalik called, entering with his key. "We're here, dear," the women replied from the kitchen. "We were reheating food." "I'm so glad to be here," Vitalik said, relaxing at the table. "I miss Mom, but I'd rather stay with you. Rodian's there, and I don't want to deal with him." What's wrong, Vitalik? Lydia asked. Have you met him? Your mom said she wanted to introduce him. We saw him, Zena said. Nothing bad to say, but he's odd. His eyes darted around, asking about Alexander, who he was, how much he earned. He even questioned me about selling my apartment, where I put the money. You never asked that, Vitalik, but this stranger expects answers. Grandma Zena, I hope you didn't tell him anything, Vitalik said, worried. I'm concerned for Mom. How will she live with him? I messed up, Zena admitted. I was open with him at first, but then I realized he was prying. It's not just rude, it's suspicious. We need to discuss this. Tell me what's off about him, Vitalik said. What did he learn from you? I'll talk to Mom one-on-one. Rod Ion gives me bad vibes. Vitalik called his mother, struggling with the conversation. Mom, I'm sorry for storming out. I didn't mean to upset you. My dear boy, I'm so glad you called, Marina said. I thought we'd fallen out forever. Rod Ion said he expected your outburst, that you're heartless toward me. You believed him? Vitalik asked. You know me. When I left, I was scared. I need to tell you, without you, I'm lost. I think marrying Rod Ion was a mistake. He knows you, and the grandmothers have no one to protect you, so he does what he wants. Where's Rod Ion now? Vitalik asked. Is he listening? He's at the store, Marina said. He got mad, saying I can't pick good cheese. I always thought I was strict, trying not to let you down. But I'm soft, vulnerable. How can I help you if Rod Ion leaves me without support? Don't be mad, son, Marina pleaded. I don't know what to do. He scared the grandmothers, asking Zena about her apartment money. Why didn't they tell me? Rod Ion complained about their suspicion, Marina said. He claimed he was just curious. He showed me his diploma, but he's still looking for a good job. He's a welder on a construction site, but hopes to work as an engineer. Mom, doesn't it seem odd? Vitalik said. He says he's an engineer, but works as a welder? I work construction too, to pay for food and school. Why doesn't he admit it? You told me education doesn't guarantee character. You're right, Marina said. What should I do? You can check if someone graduated by going to the university's records office. I don't want to depend on him. I'm scared he'll take our apartment, then go after the grandmothers. Try this, Vitalik suggested. Jokingly say his diploma might be fake since no one hires him. Call me tonight. That evening, Vitalik waited anxiously, tracing his finger on the kitchen table. Had he put his mother in danger? When she called, he rushed to a spot with better reception. I did what you said, Marina said. Rod Ion got so angry, I thought he'd attack me. He took his keys and left. I can't find him now. He must have them. That's scary, Mom, Vitalik said. What if he comes back at night? I'm coming tomorrow on the first train. Call me before you enter the apartment. The next morning, Vitalik and Marina drank coffee, discussing the situation. Marina was terrified, no longer as trusting after 2 years with Rod Ion. She feared danger everywhere and craved stability. Vitalik urged her to divorce Rod Ion, sell the apartment, and move in with the grandmothers. Zena, hearing his plan, disapproved. Boy, stop dreaming. Your mom will move in with us. No objections. You focus on studying without stress. We're safe here. A respectable man, Yegor Petrovich, bought the apartment next door after his divorce. He told us to come to him if we need help. Vitalik exhaled. So I can relax. Not until your mom sells her apartment and moves here, Zena laughed. Help her with that. You're smart, sensible. A child like you ensures parent success. Vitalik did everything to make his mother happy. He studied calmly, free from tension. Rod Ion, meanwhile, got involved with an older, influential woman, living in her home as her fluffy bunny. His roughness vanished, and he seemed content. Marina lived with Lydia, Zena, and the cat bought for Vitalik. She had her own room, continued her medical practice, and stopped looking at men. She sighed about her unlucky love life, but smiled thinking of her son. Vitalik graduated and found work. Marina was proud of his independence and readiness to help. Vitalik visited his grandmothers and mother often, though he didn't rush with Marina. She'd caught the eye of their neighbor, Yegor Petrovich, a man of strict principles. He met Vitalik and made a good impression. He didn't pressure Marina, always offering support when needed. She looked at him with enchanted eyes, unbothered by his age or looks, captivated by his reliability. Thank you for listening to the story until the end. Subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and loved ones. It motivates us to keep working on new stories every day. Don't miss the next amazing story that's about to appear on your screen. We're very grateful to have you with us. See you soon.